Hello, it's Ben here, and today we're doing another Supreme draft, again set on Ravnica. So I've given a description in the previous video. If you want to learn more about Supreme draft, go ahead and check that out, or the link in the description below. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. So we're opened first a Descent pack. In terms of interesting picks, there's Twin Strike. That's a pretty strong removal spell. You can often get rid of 2 creatures with this. With the Hellbent, it automatically kills them. Seal of Fire is a decent removal spell. Again, kills anything with 2 toughness. You also have a Simic Signet. You want to take the Signets pretty highly. They're good for ramping out. There's also a Minister of Impediments. I think here I'm going to go ahead and take the Simic Signet and the Twin Strike to start. Alright, so here we have a Ravnica Allegiance pack. Here we have another couple of good removal spells. We have Get to the Point. It just destroys a creature and then you get to scry 1. We've got a Thrasher Threat. This is a split card. One option has a creature deal its power and damage to target creature you don't control. It's not a fight, so they don't trade damage. Otherwise, if you don't need to use it as removal, you can always use it as a 4/4 green trampler. Other cards, I like Minister of Obligation. It's a 2/2 with Afterlife 2. When it dies, you get 2 1/1 flying creatures. But I think for this, I want to stick to the black-red and go ahead and also take this Thrash and Threat. Okay, here we're on Return to Ravnica. Here, we have a couple of good dual lands. Probably going to take the Rakdos Guildgate. I want to take these a little bit more highly to make sure I get good mana fixing for the draft. In terms of other playables, I like the Sluiceway Scorpion. It's a 2/2 Death Toucher. In a way, it combos with the Thrash. There's also Temple Garden. That could be a good pickup. I like the Skymark Rock. It's white-blue. It's 3/3 flyer. Whenever it attacks, you may return target creature depending player controls with toughness 2 or less to its owner's hand. There's also an Explosive Impact. It's just a 6 mana, deal 5 to anything as an instant. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Rakdos Guildgate. And since we're kind of leaning into red, sort of a Jund red, black, green, I'm going to go ahead and take this Sluiceway Scorpion. Okay, so here we have a, looks like Gate Crash pack. So no gates in this pack. We've got a Consuming Aberration. Its power toughness is equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyards, and whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card, then puts those cards into their graveyard. That's strong. It's a possibility. There's 1,000 Lashes. This is an arrest effect that also has your opponent lose life at the beginning of their upkeep. It's kind of like an upgraded Pillory of the Sleepless, where it also shuts off activated abilities. I like that a lot. I also like the Grisly Spectacle. It's just another kill target non-artifact creature, and then mill your opponent based on the number of, or based on the creature's power. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep going with the removal in these early packs just to make sure I get plenty of it. And we'll go from there. Okay, so here we got a Golgari Rot Farm. I definitely want to pick these Karus as early as possible to make sure I get enough of them. In terms of the rest of the set, we have about 1, 2, 3 more packs where we could possibly get these. So I want to go ahead and pick this up highly, so I'm definitely taking the Rot Farm. In terms of second card, Followed Footsteps is interesting. It's an enchantment that you put on a creature, and then you make a token that's a copy of that creature every turn. Still Fure. Enchanted creature has, at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice this creature unless it attacked, and that's not really what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and get our mana costs figured out here. So we're looking for some more early plays, which this pack really doesn't have. One thing we could try, I like Scatter the Seeds. I find that can be a fairly strong. It's an instant that creates 3/1/1 saprolings. The other option would be the Consult the Necrosages. It's a either choose one, target player draws 2 cards, or target player discards 2 cards. We already have the ability to splash blue a little bit with the Signet. I think I might go ahead and take this here. Okay, so here we have another Ravnica Allegiance pack. I think I'm going to take this Incubation Druid. It's a 2-mana 0/2 that you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color land you control could produce, and then if you adapt it and get a +1/+1 counter on it, you can add 3 mana of any one color. So it fixes in a way as long as you have one of the colors, so it's more of a ramp. But yeah, I mean, I'm already in green. I think I want to go ahead and take that. Other notable cards, we have the Chillbringer. We have a Simic Guildgate. Carryonip's okay. I think I want to go ahead and get some more fixing in this pack. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this Guildgate if the client will respond. Okay. Alright, so here we are back in Return to Ravnica. Yeah, not a whole lot going on in this pack. We got the Thrill Kill Assassin. It's just a 1/2 with Death Touch. You can also unleash it, which gives it a +1/+1 counter. But if it's got a counter on it, it can't block. So if you're trying to be aggressive, you can be attacking with it as a 2/3 Death Touch. If you need it on the defense, you just don't unleash it and let it come down as a 1/2. I'm pretty heavy black, committed to black already, so I think I'll take that. It's also another Death Toucher for the Thrash. In terms of other cards, I'm not terribly excited about anything else in this pack. The Rune Wing's okay. It's just a 2/2 flyer. When it dies, you draw a card. Hussar Patrol, also okay. 2/4 Flash Vigilant. I think here I'm just going to take this Guildgate to help, again, with fixing. Okay, so here we're back in Ravnica Allegiance. Here we have a couple decent cards. We got a Blood Crypt. So I think I'll take that since I'm going to be heavy in the Rakdos. We've also got a Grasping Thrall. It's a 3/3 flyer, and it drains your opponent for 2 when it comes into play. Also have a Chillbringer. Right now, I think I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards white as the 4th color here, or at least the 4th heavy color. I think I'll take this Blood Crypt and the Grasping Thrall as just a solid 3/3 flyer. Okay, so here we have another Guild Pack, or Guild Pack. So got a Gruul Turf. I think I definitely want to go ahead and take that. We also have an Orzhov Signet. We're running out of packs where we can get this type of effect. We have only 2 more packs where we might be able to get a Signet or a Karu land, so I think I want to just go ahead and take those. Eventually, we're going to need to start filling out. We only have a couple of creatures so far, so we're going to need to make sure that we get more of those. But I'm happy with the Gruul Turf and the Signet for this pack. All right, here we have an Ulash, the Hate Seed. So this is a Hydra Hellion. It comes into play with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other red creature you control, and a +1/+1 counter for each other green creature you control. Then you can remove counters to either create a green Saproling or do 1 damage to any target. In terms of green and red creatures, we have 2, so I don't know if that's really going to be where we want to be. Dousing Gloom's an okay removal spell, but I think at this point we're okay for removal. We can do better in a later pack. We've also got an Izzet Signet. You know, we can probably pick up this last Signet in this pack and be pretty happy. This kind of lets us play all 5 colors this particular draft. Other creatures of interest, or other cards. Oof. Not a whole lot here. I think in terms of potential power level, we might go with this Ulashed. Maybe we'll get some good green token makers. This beast creature is red and green. Or we can just take a Street Breaker Worm, though I need to get some cheaper cards. Let's go ahead and take the Signet. And I'm also looking at... Yeah, maybe this... let's just take this Ulash. Maybe we'll get there with it. Okay, so here we are in Dragon's Maze. We've got a Ready and Willing. This card will allow you, is a fuse card, so you can play one half or the other, or both if you pay all the mana. It has your creatures you control gain indestructible on a turn and tap those creatures, or you can give all your creatures Death Touch and Lifelink for a turn. Pretty powerful, but at this point I'm really just trying to find some decent creatures. I like the Haunter of Night Vale. It's a 3/4 spirit that gives all your opponent's creatures -1/-0. I think that is probably going to be the pick here. In terms of other cards, we've got this Nivix Cyclops. It's a 1/4 defender that gets +3/+0 whenever you cast an instant or sorcery and then can attack as though it didn't have defender. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 instants and sorceries. I don't know that we're going to be able to get there with that particular card. There's a Crisis Incubation. It's another removal spell, or you can put on your own creature to give to really slowly give that creature +2 +1/+1 counters. It's kind of versatile in the late game, but early on it's not necessarily where we want to be. We have 1, 2, 3 Guild Gates. Do we want either of these? We have a Gatekeepers 2/4 gain 7 life. Or 2/4, if you have 2 or more gates, you can untap target creature. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm going to go take the Hunter. Yeah, maybe just this Crisis Incubation. Okay, so here we are in another Dragon's Maze pack. Ooh, we got a Blast of Genius. So this card is really good card advantage. So you spend 6 mana for blue and red, you draw 3 cards and you choose a target. You then discard a card and deal its converted mana cost and damage to that permanent or player. We're pretty spell heavy at the moment, but I still think that's a worthwhile card to grab. Another card I like is the Blood Scrivener. It's just a 2/1, but if you ever don't have cards in hand, you draw 2 cards instead when you draw for the turn. Otherwise, we have like a Beetle Form Mage. We have another Golgari Guildgate. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and take these 2. All right, on to pack 13. So here, Lobber Crew, I think, is a great little defender. It's a 0/4. You can tap it to do 1 damage to each opponent. And whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you can untap it. That's about half our deck at this point, so we can get in for quite a bit of damage that way. We have a Palisade Giant. It's a 2/7 giant soldier. All damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control is dealt to it instead. The double white is not really where we want to be. I think I'd rather take the Lobber Crew, get our first 3-drop, and we need some more cheaper creatures. Since there's no other real cheap card, I guess let's go ahead and take this as a Guildgate as another piece of fixing. Okay, here we go. We got a Keening Banshee. So this is a 2/2 flyer for 4 that gives a creature -2/-2 when it comes into play. That's a great effect to have on a creature. Just you get the 2/2 body, you can kill one of their things. I definitely think I'm going to take that since we're already heavy in black. We've also got a Spark Mage Apprentice. We have a Selesnya Sanctuary. We have the Centaur Safeguard. It's a 3/1 that when it dies you gain 3 life. Not that exciting, but it is serviceable. Might just be correct to take this last Keru. We'll probably end up cutting some of these Guild Gates just because we're hitting a ton of cards that come into play tapped. Grave Troll's okay, but we're not very creature heavy, so it's not going to get very big. Yeah, I think just go ahead and take this land. Okay. Oh, okay, great. So we have a District Guide. So this is a 2/2. When you put it into play, you can search your library for a basic land or a gate to put into your hand. This is perfect for what we're looking to do. It's going to help fill out our 3 slot. We have a Watcher in the Mist. It's a 3/4 flyer with Surveil 2. So when it comes into play, you look at the top 2 cards of your library, and then you can choose any number of those to keep. Otherwise, put them in your graveyard. There's also a Goblin Crater Maker. It's just an efficient 2/2. You can sacrifice it to do 2 damage to a target creature, or you can destroy a non-land colorless permanent. So it's good at destroying artifacts. You can take out a Signet. You can take out a small creature. I'm in need of more 2-drops, so I think I'll go ahead and take these 2 creatures. Okay, here we are, another Return to Ravnica pack. Let's see, we've got a Search the City. That is not a card we're going to play. It doesn't do anything in this environment. We've got an Ogre Jailbreaker. It's a 4/4 with Defender, but if you have a gate, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. We have a Keening Apparition. It's a 2/2 spirit that you can just sacrifice to destroy an enchantment. We also have an Izzet Keyrune. You can add a blue or a red, and then you can make it into a 2/1 red elemental creature for a turn. When that creature deals damage to a player, you get to draw a card and discard a card, so you get to loot. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and take out this, put this Utlash in the sideboard, because we're not going to get there with that. Let's see how we're doing for playables by moving all these to the sideboard. So far we have a lot of expensive cards. This could be a 4-drop. I mean, we have all these Signets, which will help us ramp to 4. But also I don't want to have the entire deck made up of 4-drops. There's also Risen Sanctuary, which is just a 7-mana 8/8 Vigilance. It's a big beater. What we do here? I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the Cesar Patrol. And maybe this Keening Apparition for the sideboard, if not the main deck. Ooh, Putrefy. Okay, so Putrefy, awesome removal spell. Destroy target artifact or creature, can't be regenerated. This is a slam dunk. We also have a Master of Cruelties. It's a 1/4 first strike death touch, and it can only attack alone, but if it isn't blocked, you reduce your opponent's life total to 1, and it assigns no combat damage. With all the removal that we have, there's a high probability that we can get that through and then finish them off with like a Lobber Crew or a Grasping Thrall. I like the idea of that. It's Dragon's Maze. None of these other cards are that exciting. Maybe the Tithe Drinker. There's a Down and Dirty, which you can make someone discard 2 cards and then return a card from your graveyard to your hand. I don't think we really want to be there. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the Putrefy and the Master of Cruelties from this pack. And here we are with our last pack. So we're back at Gate Crash. Assemble the Legion. This is a pretty busted card. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you put a muster counter on it, and then you create a 1/1 red and white soldier creature token with haste for each muster counter on it. So you play this, and every turn you get the first turn you get 1/1, the next turn you get 2 1/1s. I'm really filled up on 5s, so I don't know if that's what I want. We're on our last pack. We have about 2 minutes. Let's try and see where we are in terms of building the deck. So let's just look at our blue and white cards. There's a chance we might be able to just cut one of these colors and be happy with our fixing. So we have a lot more Let's see, this is a blue and white card. We're probably going to cut this Hussar Patrol. I'd rather just kind of be splashed on the blue-white. I think we don't really need this Crisis Incubation. We have other removal that's just as effective. That leaves us with a Consult the Necrosages, a Hunter Nightbill, and a Blast of Genius for cards that we might want to use. In terms of our fixing for blue, we've got an Izzet Guildgate, Simic Guildgate, and an Azorius Guildgate, as well as 2 Signets. For our white, we have the Selesnya Sanctuary and the Azorius Guildgate. So the blue seems to be the more splashable of the 2 colors. Don't think we need this Keening Apparition in the main deck. So let's see what that puts us with if we take these out. Okay, so yeah, I'm hesitant to put the Assemble the Legion. Gosh, I just feel like I need some more early plays. You know what? Why not? Let's try this out. And that leaves us with one more pick to go with. I like Syndic of Tithes, though we're not heavy white, so getting that down early is a little bit harder. The Croconura, it's a 1/3 with Reach and Evolve. I don't have too many bigger creatures, so I don't know that I'm going to be evolving that too much. We also have a Homing Lightning, which does 4 damage to target creature, and each other creature that shares its name with it. I might just get this Killing Glare as my last card and call it a day. Alright, so where does that put us at? So here we have 23 playables. 24 playables. I mean, this looks pretty good. You know, we have a lot of 5-drops, a lot of 4-drops, so we're really going to be relying on getting these Signets down. But from there, we have quite a few strong removal spells. I mean, our removal suite, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, 10 removal spells effectively. Maybe like 9.5, because you need to have a creature out for that to work. And we have a couple of these Death Touchers. So as long as we can keep our hand full, we can really put a lot of pressure on our opponent that way. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. I'm going to figure out our mana base here, which is going to be a mess. I'm going to go ahead and group creatures separately. So we don't have a ton of creatures to kill our opponent with, but all we need is 1 to get through. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an analysis of what we're looking at here. So we have 3 blue symbols, 3 white symbols, surprisingly only 4 green symbols, but mostly black and red. So I think in terms of blue and white, I think we can get away with maybe 1 plains and no islands, given that we have the Simic Signet and the Izzet Signet. For our black, we've got 3 of these dual lands. We're going to need a lot of swamps to make this deck function. Let's go ahead and add. So I don't think we need an island. We have room for 8 lands, so 1, I don't know that we need a mountain. We've got 4, 5, 6. Do at least one mountain. Got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get up on a swamp. And we've only got 3 white cards. So I think one plains is enough. So that gives us room for one more. I'm probably going to grab one last black because we have a couple of double black cards here. Let's go ahead and add that. Combine our groups. I'll go and save the deck, and I will see you guys for round 1. All right, so here we are for round 1, and our opponent won the die roll. I think it's correct to play first in this format, but I can see the merit of wanting to draw the extra card. So this is a little tricky. We don't have anything to do until turn 5. But we have 3 colors. I'm tempted to mulligan this. I just don't feel like it does enough. I think this, yeah, I think this is a little bit better. So here we have, yeah, let's go and keep this one. I think I might go ahead and drop this Haunter of Night Vale. Maybe we can use the Master of Cruelties to get through for lethal at some point. I'm going to go ahead and lead with the Simic Guildgate to give me a better chance of getting the District Guide out on turn 3. Here we just drew an Izzet Signet, so we can play that on turn 2 with by playing our Swamp. Okay, so we got a Jarek Sky Knight, or Daring Skyjack rather. 3/1, if it attacked with 2 other creatures, it gets flanked on the turn. Okay, so this destroys a creature with power X or less. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, get our Signet down. Next turn we'll put out the District Guide, hopefully be able to block. Two Swamp Walk, nice. So this is looking like a pretty aggressive deck, which we're going to have a little bit of trouble dealing with. Okay, so does that change anything? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the District Guide out. Oops. And try and get another black source since we know we need at least 2 black. For here, I think I want to get the Rakdos Guildgate. Well, we don't need more tapped lands. We have the red. The only problem I'm worried about is that if they destroy the Signet, then we're in a lot of trouble. So I think I'm going to get the Rakdos Guildgate just as for backup. We can play the Azorius Guildgate or the Plains next turn to get a creature down. Okay, so 2/3 flyer. If they attack with the Skyjack, I will block for sure. It looks like they're going to wait till they can get an extra flyer or an extra creature so they can give it flying. So here the question becomes, do we want to do the Assemble the Legion? Do we want to do Master Cruelties? Or do we want to do a Crater Maker and keep up Killing Glare? I think what I'd like to do is try and stabilize a little bit. So I'm going to put down the Crater Maker this turn. And then hold up Killing Glare for the Griffin. We'll wait till he gets into his attack phase before we try and do that. There's always the chance he has a pump spell, and we'll be very punished if he does. But if not, that keeps the Skyjack grounded. Okay, so it didn't have it. Yep, attacking for 2. Okay, puts out a guild gate. So here we got 5 mana. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with both. Let's see if they block. Okay, that's fine. Then I think I'm gonna go ahead and get down the Master of Cruelties. See if that baits out some removal. If it does, then we'll put out the Assembled Legion next turn. And see if we can't race them. I'm gonna hold this swamp as long as possible because I want to try and get something to block that, to bounce it with one of the Karus. Yeah, okay. Oh, Mortify, great. So at least that protects our Assembled Legion. Ooh, Pack Rat, nice. So this could be approaching the end for us. Pack Rat is just an overpowered card if you've never seen it before. It's a 2 mana for a 1/1 where its power and toughness is, or 2 mana for a creature where its power and toughness is equal to the number of rats you control, and you can spend 3 and discard a card to make a copy of it. So basically you can just dump your hand and keep making copies. Even if you kill the original, they can still use that ability. Alright, so here we go with the Assembled Legion. Actually, let's go ahead and tap correctly. And get white, green, and that. We'll get the Legion out. Go and play the Rot Farm. Turn the swamp to our hand. So at least we can stop the Swamp Walker. Okay, so he's making the copy as expected. So at most he can make 1 more copy this turn. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and block this 2/2 for now, at least trade it off. We're going to go down to 5. It's going to be really important that we draw something here if we're going to survive next turn. Always yield to that. And we get a Blood Crypt, so we're dead on board. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. Actually, I'm going to wait to see if they decide to discard anything else, in case they think I might have a spell. It's good just to get extra information. Yep. Alright, so how do we deal with Pack Rat? Nothing in here is going to do it. Nothing on the sideboard anyway. I think we just have to run it back and hope that we can kill it as soon as it comes out. Maybe hold our Crater Maker a little bit more judiciously. Okay, I think this is keepable. We got the Signet to get the District Guide going. We got another Izzet Signet. I'm happy with this. And get the swamp down. Okay, opponent plays Rakdos Guildgate. Gotta get our Simic Signet. And Pack Rat comes down. So I think we might be able to... Alright, so if we play the District Guide, get a land... So I have two options here. We can go ahead and play the District Guide. So if I put down the Izzet Signet, I'll have 1 extra mana and still be able to get the Guide down, I believe. So let's go ahead and do that. Get the District Guide down. Yes, and I think I want an untapped land, so let me just grab a mountain here. Go ahead and pass the turn. Next turn, if he plays another one of these, we can twin strike it and get it off the board at least. So we have plenty of mana. I'm going to go ahead and play this Guildgate. Go ahead and attack. Okay, as expected, he lets it through. I don't know why it didn't give me a chance to respond to that, but oh well. So I'm going to go ahead and kill both of these. It sucks, so I'm going to have to use 2 removal. I'm not sure why it did that. But I'll be able to put the 1,000 Lashes on the token next turn, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't let me keep priority there. Okay, so here we can just go ahead and kill and glare it. Save this for something bigger. Let's do 1. Let's get the Scorpion down. And attack. So it seemed like they were trying to kind of win off the back of the Pack Rat. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and attack, see if they block. So here I think I'm just going to go ahead and play out the 4/4 creature and just try and beat them down as quickly as possible. Okay, so Centaur Safeguard. Opponent's going to extort. Swinging with it, yep. So I think I'm going to put the 1,000 Lashes on the Safeguard so they can't gain. Okay, so opponent plays Dreadbore, targeting our Beast. That's fine. Extort for 1. They're going to have to hold back their Kingpin's Pet if they don't have any sort of Well, let's just... They've already seen this from us before. Let's go ahead and hit it for 2. Okay, so they're Lightning Helixing our Sluice Way Scorpion. Okay, go ahead and I'm just going to put this on the District Guide and attack for 4. Still gives us 2 lethal threats next turn. They're also still ticking away. Their deck is definitely more focused than ours. Has very quality removal. Ah, nice. Okay. So it looks like they were just waiting for the second white. Okay, well. Let's get our Grasping Thrall out. Just hope that can go the distance. It's possible they still have some more targeted removal, in which case, bye-bye Grasping Thrall. Alright, Syndic of Ties. And Mortify, okay. Alright. So I'm going to hold on to the Putrefy. I can take 2 or 3 damage a turn for a couple turns. I need to sort of save this for a bigger threat. 2/2 Swamp Walker. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and kill that now. Worry about the Scrambler later. I just have to hope that I draw something other than land next few turns. That opponent blanks for a bit. Okay, so we get our Keening Banshee. Belfry Spirit. Opponent's definitely keeping pace with us. So it doesn't do me any good to attack because they can just block with the Belfry Spirit and the Bat. I'm going to just hold this Sanctuary in hand to bluff a possible spell. They're probably going to assume I have a land, but you never know. Yep, get their 3 counters on their flyer. Continue to come in for 3. Oh, now I'm kind of punished because I forgot about the Blood Scrivener. Go ahead and put that out, though. And we'll go ahead and play the Sanctuary and return, I guess, a Swamp. All right, taking 3 again. Yeah, really punished that I didn't play the Sanctuary when I could have. It's like we're taking 3 again. Yep. All right, get our swamp down. So next turn we can go ahead and Grizzly Spectacle that. I'm gonna wait because if they have anything else with Scavenge, we don't want them to be able to do it pre-combat. Okay, so they're going to kill my Scrivener in response. It's fair. And Necroless, so that is a problem. And we get Orzhov's Signet. All right. See if they see the line. Yeah, so they can sacrifice the bat, haunt the other bat, or sacrifice the spirit, haunt the other bat, give it a +1/+1 counter. So either they have 3 more damage, or they're just giving me an out, I guess. Okay, Salt Griffin. And Lobber Crew. Nope, that's it. Alright, here we are for round 2 of the Supreme Draft. We are on the draw this time. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this. It's got plenty of land. If we're lucky, we can draw a Signet in the first few turns. Go ahead and get lead on with a Guild Gate. If we draw another one that has white, we'll go ahead and play that one first. Okay, so Keen Banshee, that's a great draw. That'll help us catch back up if they get a few cheap creatures down. Yep, Growth Chamber. Oh, okay, great. That's great. I got Incubation Druid. Play that this turn. So it'll fix for any color mana that I have, so it doesn't help with the white cost here, but otherwise it's pretty helpful. Okay, so opponent's playing a Prophetic Prism, see what they draw first, see if probably looking to see if they draw tap land. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the Sluice Way Scorpion down. Pass turn. Worst case scenario, I can discard the Grasping Thrall to the Blasted Genius later. Okay, so we got a Dovin Grand Arbiter. The question is whether he's gonna create a Thought. So it looks like he's going to create the Thopter, which is good for us. We can play the Banshee, kill the Thopter, and then kill Dovin before he can get out of control. Let's go ahead and play our Banshee. Kill the Thopter. Attack Dovin. Looks like opponent is stuck on 2 land. Okay, there's the third. So it's the strength of these bounce lands. I mean, 3 cards for 4 mana. Okay, opponent plays an Assault Zeppelin. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and offer the trade with the Scorpion, see if they decide to block. Okay, didn't think so. So here we'll just play the Signet and the Lobber Crew. Start ticking away. All right, let's go ahead and take 3 from the flyer. Okay, so you get a 2/3 flyer per Helium Patrol. Okay, so here we have the Rot Farm. So the question is, do I want to Blast of Genius? Do I want to Putrefy? I think what I'm going to do is actually Blast of Genius to Parhelion Patrol. First I'm going to use the Lobber Crew to get the untap trigger. This will help me refill my hand a little bit. I can discard the Grasping Thrall, or possibly a different card that I draw depending on what we see here. Okay, so still don't have any white sources, so I'm just going to go ahead and ditch this Grasping Thrall and attack for 4. So we got to get to the point. We got the Blood Scrivener, Putrefy, so we have plenty of removal to back this up with. Blood Scrivener is a little bit of a non-bo with the Rot Farm. It's very difficult to empty your hand when you're bouncing lands back to your hand. Okay, Ascended Law Mage. It's those 3/2 flying hexproof. Okay, so see if they attack. They do not. Go ahead and do 1 damage to them. Okay, so I really don't want to draw any more land. I know I'm going to kill this Assault Zeppelin this turn to get through with these. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that in my upkeep. This will allow me to be selective about. Actually, let me first do the damage. Then let's go ahead and get to the point. So this will let me manipulate the top of my library. If it's a land, probably don't want it. In this case, it's the Thrillkill Assassin. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the bottom. I just don't feel like it does enough on this board. And then here we've got a swamp, so we can get the Blood Scrivener out. And then attack for 8. Or first get them down to 8, unless they decide to block. So the biggest problem we'll run into is if they can get some sort of really strong enchantment on that. But we can probably go wide if that's the case and finish them off that way. So Knightly Valor, that's fair. Now it does give it Vigilance, so that does definitely put us on a clock. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the 1 damage to them now and pass the turn. so they are at 7. We're at 12. So what I can do here is, if I putrefy the knight, that would allow me to get in for 4 more damage, put him down to 2 and 1, so we could win next turn, potentially. I'll go ahead and try and do that. Putrefy. Always yield. Go ahead and attack with these guys. Yep, block the Banshee, take 4. I'll put him down to 2. Let's go ahead and get this Simic Guildgate down. And just hope they don't have any way to gain a bunch of life. Or do an extra 7 damage out of nowhere. Yep. Attacks with the 5/4. Okay, gets a Grasping Thrall. That might be the difference in the game. And a Twilight Panther. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do what we can do. So I can get him down to 2. Let's see, how do they block if I attack with everything? Probably block the Sluiceway Scorpion here, Blood Scrivener there, Incubation Druid there. So let's go and attack and see what they do. Yep, and that's enough, so we'll go and concede. So I wonder if it's correct to take out a land. You know, I think I may actually do that. I might just go ahead and take out this mountain, go down to 15 land. So I've kind of been flooding out these last few games, so, and this King Apparition can at least take care of that Knightly Valor. All right, so here we have District Guide, Guild Gates. Yeah, I think we can keep this. So we can use the District Guide to go ahead and get like an Azorius Guild Gate in a turn or 2. Put down the Guild Gate in case we want to play a Signet or something next turn. Okay, so here we'll play the Gruul Turf to make sure that we have green next turn. Okay, Gatekeeper Vine, so it's like District Guide only without the power. Go ahead and get the District Guide out. And like I said, I want to get the Guild Gate. The Azorius Guild Gate. Let's make sure I can see that. All right, Azorius Guild Gate. Just to make sure I have both white and blue when I need it. All right, Centaur Healer, gain 3 life, sure. So either I can play the threat as a 4/4 this turn, which means I won't be able to play Hunter of Nightville next turn. I think I'm going to go ahead and just get this down. It's a little less mana efficient, but I need access to the blue mana as soon as possible. I'm really still flooding out, even though we took out yet another land. Not going to block. Alright, each other creature enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Biomancer's power. Okay, we need to kill that as soon as possible. And we cannot do it this turn, but we can at least reduce its power. So we're not getting a ton of +1/+1 counters. And we're going to pass the turn. Depending on what we draw here, I might just go ahead and consult the Necrosages. See what they play here. Prophetic Prism, that's fine. Something Convoke, okay. Okay, so a bunch of 1/2s. That is what I was afraid of, was them getting a bunch of value out of the Biomancer. Okay, so if we play the Sluiceway Scorpion this turn, we can go ahead and thrash this next turn. So I think that is the correct play. So if I tap this correctly, let's go ahead and do the Crater Maker, play a Swamp, get out the Scavenger, or the Scorpion. Still, they are getting quite a bit of value out of this card. Okay, so for now, they're just not gonna do anything. Assemble the Legion. I think I'm just gonna target myself with the draw. And go ahead and get down the Signet. Next turn we can start assembling the Legion. I'm gonna wait till I cast something before I try and kill that. And try and do it in response. Because I don't want them killing my Sluiceway Scorpion in response. But, I mean, until they play a spell, like they are about to. Okay, so if I... Okay, so I think what we're going to do here... So everything to get -4/-4. So let's tap this. Let's go ahead and thrash, targeting our Death Toucher and the Biomancer. And then we'll go ahead and do 2 damage to this. I believe that'll keep it from surviving. And then no matter what creature they put the 2 counters on, it's not going to survive. So at least it's a full wrath. It's not just our side And then we can put down the Legion next turn. And we'll have a backup of a Grizzly Spectacle. So let's go ahead and assemble the Legion. And put out the Guild Gate. Go ahead and pass turn. So hopefully they don't have enchantment removal, but if they do, then so be it. Okay, so Grasping Thrall, 2/2 flyer. Go ahead and always yield. So here I'm just going to go ahead and attack with it. See if they block, which they did. Go ahead and put the Keening Banshee out to finish it off. Save the -2/-2. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here now to make it a little bit tougher. Player land, pass turn. Next turn I'll have 2 1/1s coming out. So whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Okay. Twilight Panther. No big deal. So we can at least attack through the air. Worst case scenario, we're going to be blocking with our Legion tokens for a few turns. All right, is it Guild Gate? Attack with the Banshee. I'm going to keep getting tokens upon tokens, so there's no reason not to block this next turn, especially if they play a creature or two. Knightly Valor. Okay, so I'm going to kill that in response because I don't want them getting the extra token out of that. They don't mill as many, but that's not really what we're after here. We want to keep as many creatures off the board as possible. So we lose a Deputy of Quittles and a Gorzov Guildgate. Okay, just bouncing a land back. All right, this turn we're going to get 3 more tokens. Attack with all. They can kill 1. It's not a big deal. They're still taking 8. Question is, do I want to hold this Lava Crew back in case they have some way of wrathing again? Even if they wrath, they can't deal with the Legion at the same time, so I may as well just get this out. Because it could make the difference between doing enough damage. Especially if they have a way of gaining life. If they have multiple wraths in their deck, then it's going to be a very hard game 3. Okay, so they got rid of the Legions. Okay. Still going to be attacking with everything and just trying to push through as much damage as I can. So losing 2 creatures. Oh, well, that just should, actually, let me do one to everybody. Let's go and kill both of these. I'm gonna attack for another 8. Put him down to 3, and then try and finish him off next turn. All right, Dovin. It's not going to be enough. D1 damage. Just going to attack with everybody. Go straight to the face. Eyes to the skies. Okay. All right, so I'll do 1 damage. Kill their blocker. Because they're out of cards in hand, so we know they can't have anything else going on. All right, so that's game 2. Still don't see anything to change here. So I'll just go ahead and run it back. Okay, so this time we're on the draw. Yeah, this is keepable. We'll get the Blood Scrivener out on 2, so we don't have to discard to the Rot Farm. Then we have Putrefy and Sluiceway Scorpion to follow for the following turns. Go and get Swamp down. Actually, so if I play this, is it Signet this turn? Still won't be able to get out the Assembled Legion next turn. But I think we will go ahead and do it this way. Have the Scrivener for next turn. Looks like opponent's off to a slow start as well. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and play the Scrivener out. Drop the Rot Farm. Bring back a Swamp. Pass turn. So next turn we can get out the Assembled Legion, though I might want to sandbag it a little bit. Let's see if we can bait out the Mortify at some point here. So yeah, what I think I'll go ahead and do is Putrefy. Let's see, let's do this correctly. Let's go ahead and Putrefy that. Keening Apparition. Attack for 2. Okay, looks like they don't have any green mana or any plays this turn. We're both playing pretty sketchy mana bases. Let's go and attack for 4. Swift Judgment Okay, or Summary Judgment, that's fine. Go and get the Sluice Way Scorpion. Down. There's some merit to putting the threat on the board, but I think this line is fine for me. I want to be a little bit more conservative. Okay, so let's get out our Orzhov Signet. Do a Keening Banshee, kill the Twilight Panther, attack for 4. Then next turn, attack for 6. Attack with all creatures. Sure. So we'll see if they chump or if they decide to kill something off here. Okay, that's fine. I think it's time to assemble the Legion. See, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we couldn't do both if we drew a land, so alright, let's get that online. If they use Mortify next turn to kill it, then at least we're getting through for another 4. Always yield. Go ahead and put out a forest. Attack with everybody. And because we know that they have mass removal, I'm going to hold off on playing this Thrash threat. See if they decide to scoop. Yep. All right. So that was round 2, and I will see you guys for round 3. All right, here we are for round 3. We won the die roll, so we will be going first. All right, so here we have a 1-lander and a Signet, but I think this is too risky of a keep, so I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan. Okay, so here's a little bit slower hand, but we got most of our colors. We got the District Guide. We can at least play like Azorius Guildgate and get the Sanctuary and the Rot Farm online. So we're going to keep this and ditch the Blast of Genius. Go and play out the Guildgate. Pass turn. Okay, I'm gonna play the Rot Farm here. Gives me access to both black and green mana in case I need to putrefy next turn. Alright, so we got a Doorkeeper. It's a 0/4 defender. They can spend 2 and a blue and tap to have a player mill cards equal to the number of defenders they control. Okay, seeing as we drew up planes here, I'm just going to go ahead and put that out. Put out the District Guide. Go ahead and search. So I don't think we need any more guild gates here. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is get a swamp. And then pass turn. This allows me to play the Keening Banshee next turn without having to pay life if I want to. Okay, so putting out a, is it Signet? Okay, redrew the Blast of Genius, that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and attack, see if they block. If they do, I'll put out the Keening Banshee to finish it off. It's like they're not going to bite, so I'm going to go ahead and put out the Azorius Guild Gate so I have access to blue next turn. Okay, so they play a Burglar Rat, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and just ditch the swamp. I don't see anything worth putrefying, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass. Going to keep attacking with the District Guide. See what opponent decides to do. Okay, so this time they're going to block. So put out the Blood Crypt. I would like to pay 2 life. And put out the Banshee to finish it off. If they don't have a way to save it, they're probably just going to mill me here for 1. Okay, so they decide to play a Whisper Agent instead. Okay, that's fine. They decide to keep the card on top. Okay, so whenever a non-token creature dies, you may create a 1/1 black rat creature token, and rats have Death Touch. Okay. That I will most likely be killing with the Putrefy next turn. Or one thing I could do is try and kill it in response to an attack. I think I want to keep my Banshee around. I can take 4 here. Okay, so we drew a swamp. Don't have enough green to play both the Incubation Druid and the Putrefy. So I think what I'm going to do here is, rather than trying to blow them out with a Putrefy on the Slumlord, I'm just going to go ahead and cast the Blast of Genius now, targeting the Slumlord, and hope that I do not end up whiffing on a card that costs at least 3. Okay, so here, I'm just going to go ahead and discard the Grizzly Spectre. No, let's go ahead and discard the Putrefy. That way we can double spell next turn. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Keening Banshee. I'm going to save the 2/2 back for the Whisper Silk, or the Whisper Agent. The reason I discard the Putrefy is I won't be able to hold up 2 green next turn, and I'd like to get the Incubation Druid down. Alright, let's see what opponent's going to play here. Okay, so Artful Takedown, kill one of my creatures, tap the other. That's not ideal, but acceptable. So I'm going to take 4 here, go down 10. All right, so we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I play the mountain, I can get the Assembled Legion and either the Thrill Kill or the Incubation Druid down. Alternatively, I can play the Thrill Kill Assassin and the Incubation Druid and hold up Grisly Spectacle. I think here I'd like to go ahead and get down the Assembled Legion and put out the Thrill Kill Assassin as another blocker. The Assembled Legion is going to give me the inevitability I'm looking for if they don't have a way of dealing with enchantments. So all I need to do is just protect my life total at this point. I do not want to unleash it. So I'll pass a turn. Okay, so Corpse Blockade, they can it's a defender, they can sacrifice a creature to give it death touches on a turn. Don't really care about that. See if they decide to attack. It's like negative on the attack. Right now they're sitting on 1 card in hand, so I don't blame them. So we'll get out our hasty guy. So here, gotta get the Incubation Druid down. Gonna go ahead and play another Selesnya land. Turn the plains to my hand, and we're just gonna keep passing the turn. We've got backup of Grisly Spectacle to kill a creature if we need to. Otherwise, it's just a matter of time before the soldiers take over. Okay, so Gatekeeper for no value. They only have 1 gate out, so it's just 2/4 here. Still not going to attack. That's fine. I'm going to always yield to this. All right, here we have a Guild Gate. I'm going to get that down since it comes into play tapped. I'm going to just bide my time. Wait to see what opponent ends up doing. Next turn we'll have 3 of these. Following turn we'll have another 4. And then we might be able to start attacking. All right, end of turn, I'm going to go ahead and adapt to this. Okay, so I do not have enough green to do it a second time, so that'll take that out. It's not a big deal. I don't really need the mana, and a 3/5 isn't getting through on this board anyway. Let's put the plains back down. And black and red. I think next turn we'll start attacking. Probably get rid of like the opal, like Gatekeeper. Oh, no, opponent had enough. Okay. So I think I might go ahead, since I'm going to be on the draw, I'm probably going to take a land out here and put something else in. I didn't really see any enchantments from them that I wanted to get rid of. Hussar Patrol might be okay as a blocker. Their creatures weren't very big. Crisis Incubation, I don't think we really need that. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the Hussar Patrol. I think we'll take out a Swamp, and we'll go ahead and submit. All right, so here we have all the mana we could ever want. I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to lead with the Simic Guildgate. Probably play Signet on 2 into District Guide. So there's our Simic Guildgate. It looks like opponent mulligan to 6 this time. Okay, so they get their Carnarium out. Alright, so here I'll go ahead and put down the Swamp and Orzhov Signet. Pass turn. So in 2 turns we have the Grasping Thrall to work with. I think this turn I'm just going to go ahead and get the District Guide down. Looks like he might be doing a counterspell. Okay, that's fine. I didn't need the land. Ooh, he hit my Assembled Legion. Okay, that's a good hit. But he also hit a Sluiceway Scorpion, which I can scavenge later. Okay, is it Signet? Metropolis Sprite, okay. So here I'm going to go ahead and get down a Forest for a little bit of variety. Get down the Grasping Thrall. And pass the turn. Opponent's on 6 mana. Okay, Pillory the Sleepless. Got it. Probably swing for me at me for 2 with the Metropolis Sprite. That's my guess, unless they're holding the mana for something. Nope. Okay. So we're gonna start ticking down a little bit from this Pillory. Just gonna always yield to that. All right, so here we have our, is it Signet? Oops. Let's just go ahead and tap like this. Put out the Rot Farm, return the Forest, and pass turn. Probably go ahead and killing Glare the Metropolis Sprite. Because 2 a turn is nothing to sneeze at. So we're going to do -3 just in case they have a way of giving it any more power. All right. Slumlord. I think that's gonna get a Putrefy. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that out now. Let's tap a little more smartly here. So I'm going to putrefy that. Get down, Creator Maker, and play a Forest. Pass turn. I'm going to keep playing out lands in case we draw our Blood Scrivener. Or one of our other draw spells. Okay, so lose a swamp, no big deal. No follow-up plays. Keep slowly ticking away. So go ahead and attack with the Creator Maker. Play our Gruul Turf. Again, we want to make sure we can dump our hand in case we get our Blood Scrivener. Drawing lots and lots of land here. Not sure what opponent's holding, probably just a land. So I think at this rate I win the race, but it's a very slow race. So we have some time. Yep, losing a life. Okay, so that's going to help. Let's go ahead and attack with the Creator Maker again. If they have any sort of removal, we'll just kill the rat. Alright, just so that we're not having to worry about signets. Let's go ahead and get this Lava Crew out. And it looks like they've had enough. All right, so that was the third round. We went 2-1 in this draft, so we broke even. So hopefully you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe and enjoy the rest of your day.